Welcome back, Button Club members, to an episode of the Safe Sets podcast. I am one of your hosts, Shadow Fury, and with me is...
Ricky Icebeam. And let me jump in and apologize for my voice. I lost my voice a few days ago. It's mostly back. I'm going to do my best, but bear with us today.
Yeah, that's right.
Please and thank you.
At least we have him here. That goes to prove his dedication to the podcast, to the community, that he's here even when he's not feeling 100% up to par. But on with the show. So today, what are we going to be talking about?
So today we're going to explain and show how we learn new characters. And we thought that the best way to do this was with the newest character, Ed.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's plenty of you out there right now very excited to be playing him. But maybe you're new to Street Fighter or new to experimenting with a new character. So we kind of just wanted to go over what works best for us and give that advice to you. So hopefully it helps you out with your journey into learning Ed.
Yeah, and so one thing I would really like for everyone who's watching to learn from this video is that so Ed is a relatively complicated character. He's not as simple as he was in Street Fighter V. But just because a character is complicated doesn't mean you can't develop a simple game plan. And I think when you're learning a new character, simple is better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first thing you want to do is, complete combo tutorial, and that's fine just to kind of understand what the game developers want you to do when using him. But, in the beginning, it's not about these big elaborate combos or really mind-bending setups. It's really about just getting your fundamentals down and being just locked in on all that, right?
Right. Once you have a simple game plan, you have, a handful of tools that you understand and you can use, then you're ready to start fighting matches. What you don't need is 30-hit combos. What you don't need is 70% damage, weird things with Ed's V-Trigger 2, Super 2, Level 2 Super. You don't need all of that. Those are going to come up in real matches in so few situations. It's not going to help you win a set that you were going to lose in the first place. Mm-hmm. The things that are more important is your anti-airs, knowing which buttons are good to drive rush off of. If you do drive rush off a button, what's the heaviest normal you can combo into? Mm-hmm. Understanding what some of your moves are on block. So if you have a normal, for example with Luke, I know crouch medium punch is +1 on block. It's his only plus button, mm-hmm. And so I know that if I press that button, it's my turn to press again. And so if you're learning a new character, you want to figure out what's your plus button. And if you drive rush, do you have a button that's good, but maybe it's -2 or -3 on block? Now, if you drive rush into it on block, now it's +1 or +2.
Yeah, how to create those situations. Ed, like he was saying, is a very complex character with a lot of situational tools. So some of those things I found to be overwhelming when using the character. When should I be doing this? Did I properly bait them to jump so I could catch them with this? Oh, I made the wrong read and now I'm, eating a bunch of damage. So things like that. And one more thing I do want to say is that I've had the most time with Ed, but that's still not a lot of time at all. I've tried to do his combo tutorials. I've played a little bit of him online with friends just to get the feel. You have no experience with him, really.
I have no experience playing Ed. I don't have him on my home setup. I've played against Ed a little bit. I wouldn't say a lot.
Yeah.
So I have a very basic understanding of how the character works and what they do. And so we're going to show you, all right, here's the learning process in real time.
Yeah, it's going to be very authentic because he's going to be figuring things out. I'll be trying to execute them, and we'll be going back and forth. If you caught last night's stream... with my brother and I, Karate Kevin, we faced the Ed Army. I feel like...
Yeah, I would not be surprised if online ranked is all reuse and Eds.
Yep. And then, Aki, when she came out, was super popular. I haven't seen one since online, Ed came out. So, all right, so let's jump right into it with Game Cam. Here we go. We already got your boy Ed set up.
And he's ready to beat up the weakest character in the game.
That's right. I'm going to show you something, boy. All right, so first things first.
Let's start with anti-airs. I don't know what Ed's anti-airs are, because from my understanding, I think he has a DP, but I think it's slow.
It is very slow.
So we can kind of look into that. So 10 frames, which is really slow. Most DPs, I would say most, Shoto characters, their light DP is 4 frames, their medium's 5 or 6, and their heavy DP is 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. So having a 10-frame DP, is that only the light version? Is there a medium and heavy version?
Yeah, this is just the light version. So you see he moves forward Barely, not really at all. And then medium punch, she's kind of got that little bolt forward there.
Yeah, and that's 14 frames. That's even slower.
Yeah,
I would say 14 frames, even if they're jumping at a range where that's going to connect, 14 frames is probably just way too slow to react with.
Yeah, there's no way. You would have to really be predicting that jump and maybe staring at their feet to try and catch that. And then the heavy punch one is the furthest horizontal travel, but also the slowest at 16 frames.
Yeah, 16 frames, I wouldn't even call that an anti-air. It's like, maybe you can technically anti-air it, but guess what? You can anti-air with a sweep, and that's not a good anti-air.
Which, yeah, exactly. For his normals, this has been like his go-to anti-air button. This is standing heavy kick.
And that's interesting. It's also 10 frames, similar to the light DP, but the difference is you don't have to do any input. So you might lose, let's say, 3 or 4 frames just to doing the input before the 10 frames start. So 10 frames, all 10 frames are not created equal. I would say that the stand heavy kick being also 10 frames will be a faster anti-air to react with.
Absolutely. And then this is, so crouching heavy punch we all know is sweep. And then even his crouching roundhouse is a very like straightforward move.
That's interesting that the way the animation looks, knowing that
That's technically sweep, you know what I mean?
right, yeah, crouching, yeah, because I'm thinking about Seth in Street Fighter V. Seth's crouch heavy kick was similar, where it was like a very, very horizontal attack. It wasn't a sweep, it wasn't a low.
And then even his, everyone was talking about this.
So that's the ODDP.
Yeah.
So that's surprising that that's 13 frames. It's even slower. So while it probably does a lot more damage, I wouldn't want to. First of all, I don't want to spend 2 bars on an anti-air to begin with.
Yeah.
But especially knowing that it's slower. Because again, typically, if you're doing an ODDP as a Shoto, I would imagine it has the same startup as like the light DP, but with the extra damage.
Yeah, and the invincibility. Where his invincibility, if we look at the frames here, like how different is that?
So this isn't showing invincibility.
Okay.
So to look up the invincibility, we'd have to check in FAT, which I have on my phone.
Yeah. Fret not. I know that was everyone's thing, was that it was super slow, but this really isn't meant to be the wake up, get off me move. This is really more to be like, I see you're going to do something, and now I'm going to, you know, chew through it, basically.
Right, so the light DP with Ed is invincible to airborne strikes from frames 1 to 15, which is very good invincibility for an anti-air. Especially considering it has a 10 frame startup, and it looks like 17 frames, if I'm looking at that correctly, of like from when it starts up until when the active frames are over. So that means it can only trade with a jump in at the tail end of its active frame. So it would be like pretty late.
I'm also surprised right now seeing that it's 45 total frames.
I think that's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal, yeah.
Let me compare it. Let me bring up Ryu. He's the CDP. So Ryu's light punch DP is 47 frames total. Medium's 57. Heavy 65. But yeah, light punch DP should be a pretty fast recovery. Yeah, so 45 seems pretty good. Let me just look up Ken really quick. It's probably similar.
I guess I'm thinking of it differently because they're off the ground for so long, and then where he's completely grounded the whole time and has to do this like recoil afterwards for his recovery.
Yeah, but that's fair too. Like if the opponent jumps in at Ed and they do like a dive kick, and so your DP whiffs, it's like you want to make sure that dive kick is coming down and punishing. Like you deserve to be punished if you make a mistake.
Okay, yep, makes sense. And Jamie's the character to do that with his dive kick.
So yeah, so Ken and Ryu's light DP are both 47 total frames.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so it looks like the you said standing heavy kick was the up one.
Yes. Yep, right here. Yep.
So that one looks, and we'll find out. It looks good, but it looks like it's not great if they're jumping right on top of your head. It looks like it's good to do a little bit early, or if they're jumping from a little bit further away. So for example, if like a Shoto like Ryu is doing like a jump heavy kick, and like the jump is at a range where the heavy kick, like the foot is going to make contact with Ed's head, then that's probably the right anti-air button for that. But if they're jumping like on top of you with like a jump medium kick, for example, or like jumping around your head with like a jump heavy punch,
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining that anti-air is not going to be as good. Yeah, I'm thinking the DP is probably going to be better for that. It has shorter range. Even though it has the same frame data for startup, I would argue it's a little bit slower just because as a player you have to do the input first.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, assuming that those are the only two grounded anti-airs we use, another strong anti-air tool that every character needs to use is jump back jab. And so depending on the character, yeah, that looks like the right button, jump back light punch. What about jump back light kick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that even works like this, like neutral jump.
Yeah, so I think that tool is probably going to be used for something different, maybe like on wake up if you think they're going to come up and throw you. But I think for an air-to-air, I think the jump back jab, the jump back light punch with Ed is probably the right button.
He's got actually some. Look at how straight this one goes. And I have to do it low because he kind of goes off the screen a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's medium kick and then heavy punch. Yeah, that looks like everything else.
Yeah, I'd say his heavy punch looks like Luke's.
Yeah, it does. And then jump roundhouse is this weird, which when you're on top of them, like the timing of it.
Yeah, it looks like it's not active for very long, so you have to delay it versus hitting it when you're up high and letting it fall down onto them.
Which I think you're right. If you look at, right, that's active for 2 frames then? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, so what else?
Alright, so for anti-airs, we've, pretty quickly found 3 decent anti-airs. So we have the light punch DP,
Yep.
which we're going to use if they jump right on top of your head. We have the the standing heavy kick.
Yep.
That's going to be used for if they're jumping from a little bit further out or if the jump's just really obvious. The third one being jump back jab. And then as always, we have anti-air parry.
Yeah, sure.
And that's
yeah,
just universal.
Yeah.
It is risky, but sometimes you got to do it. And it is really strong when it works. When your opponent jumps in at you and you perfect parry, it's such a strong tool. So I think our anti-airs are pretty well established. Does this character have a crouch medium kick and a drive rush?
Yes.
Is it a low though?
No, it's not. It's a high. Even this button that is obviously targeting the lower part of the body is considered a high.
Right.
So, what would be...
And for any of the Tekken fans out there, there's no mids in this game.
yeah, that's right.
There's low, high, and overhead.
Yep. And
So there's no, besides maybe a crouching light kick, is there a button you can drive rush cancel that hits low?
Yeah, this one right here, crouching medium punch, and I'm pretty sure this is what I've seen most people do.
And that is a low?
That's a low, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so out of curiosity, let's do crouch medium punch, drive rush, and then like check our different buttons and figure out which buttons we can combo into.
Okay. So the one I just did was into standing heavy kick. And that's the one that I've seen most people do, maybe because this is the best. No, I guess that's the same damage also.
Yeah, I think for the button you're going to do after your drive rush, the damage is much less important than the frame advantage because you want to be able to, once you hit that move, combo into a heavy attack versus a medium attack, for example.
Okay.
So when you did the drive rush into stand... Oh, so really quick, we should turn off punish counter.
Oh, that's true.
That can be giving us extra frames.
True that. Okay.
So let's try to do it again. Oh, so it still combos. That's good to know. I was afraid that it was only a combo on punish counter or maybe only on counter hit.
And the frame advantage is the same also. Still 12 frames after that standing roundhouse.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, because only the first hit gets any advantage from the punish counter. So it would be the crouch medium punch into drive rush that would allow you to combo into something you normally wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
So it's good, surprising and good that you can combo crouch medium punch, drive rush into stand heavy kick, and that being plus 12.
Mm-hmm.
So then I don't know this character's combo routes, but we're gonna figure out something simple. So I think crouch medium punch, drive rush, stand heavy kick, and then maybe like a heavy button into a special move, and our combo's done.
Okay.
So can we combo that? You do the drive rush into the stand heavy kick, and then can you do heavy punch, heavy DP?
Heavy punch, heavy DP? No.
So what's the startup on the heavy?
It was 12. So I might be just slow to do it then?
Yeah, let's try that again, because that should...
I'm mashing it, and I'm still not getting it. Oh!
And that was heavy?
Yep.
Can we combo the heavy DP into level 3?
Oh!
So it whiffs. I think it might work in the corner. Let's check that really quick. This will be a situational thing. No. So what if we do medium DP?
Okay.
No.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to light, I guess.
Well, yeah, let's try light.
That's actually... It's tough.
And one thing I found in both Street Fighter V and Street Fighter 6, like, if I'm trying to do a tight link, mashing actually doesn't help.
Doesn't help?
I find what is happening is, by mashing it, it's almost like a 50-50 shot that, like, I happen to mash it on the right frame. Because when you're mashing it, you're not actually pressing it every single frame. There's, I'm sure, like, 1 or 2 frames in between each press. So I find just, like, learning the timing and just being, like pressing confidently. I press my buttons hard. It's like,
yes,
when you think the timing's right, press it. No, right or wrong, you pressed it when you thought it was right. It doesn't work either. There must be a special move that I don't know about that's not DP. I don't think it's gonna be Fireball. Cause I think
maybe this. This flicker?
Oh, he's Flicker? Of course he is Flicker.
I think that might be it.
Let me look at this. So,
yeah. That worked. That connected.
So it looks like he has a light flicker, medium flicker, a heavy flicker, an OD flicker, and then the non-OD versions have hold versions. So I'm going to assume that we're not doing a hold version. Let's try to do it into heavy flicker level 3.
Oh, I did light flicker. My fault. Yeah.
So let's take this opportunity to start writing down notes. Let's see how much damage this does, though.
Good workout.
4076. That's not bad, especially considering we we only use 3 bars of drive rush.
Alright, cool. So we'll title this. Do you want me just to put the name of this, like, just this combo, basically?
Yeah, we'll just put in the inputs, like, it's gonna be, crouch, medium, punch.
So I just go crouch, medium punch,
And then drive rush.
DR.
And then stand heavy kick. And then stand heavy punch. And then heavy flicker.
Heavy punch. To level 3.
Yep.
I'm not the best typer.
That's fine. And then we can put at the end of it that's 4,076 damage. And so characters typically have 10,000 HP, so that's what, 40%?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
And that was relatively simple. That didn't take too long to get, right?
Yeah, and I almost guarantee you that is not an optimal combo. That's just a day one easy thing that we're not going to forget.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was one of my issues when I was learning Luke. Luke has so many combo routes that I was getting confused and, like, I was learning too many at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to just dumb it down and say, I'm just going to do this one combo. It's easy, especially if I could find, like, a string that's good on hit or on block. I'm like, okay, there's a string that's better on hit and there's a string that's better on block. Let me just find something that's good enough that kind of
can kind of cover both.
Exactly, like a tool that is not the strongest, it's not optimal, but it's the simplest for the player to have to think about.
That was an issue for me with Ken. Also, is like, oh, did I punish counter them while they were crouching? Then I have the the dragon lash loops. Oh, did I do this and that? Oh. So I found there was a lot to think about. What's best, the corner carry, the damage, the setup, stuff like that.
Right, exactly. So it's like, oftentimes when I'm trying to figure out, like, let's say I have a whole combo and I have like 3 different special moves I can combo into. And I'm thinking like, okay, this one does the most damage. This one's, you know, good for corner carry. A lot of times I'll just say, you know what? I'm just going to do the corner carry one every single time. Because if I'm not in the corner, it brings them to the corner. If I'm in the corner, it's still good. It's not as much damage, but I don't have to think about it.
And the situation is in your favor regardless of the damage, right?
Exactly. And so it's like, how often do you really think that they're going to live instead of die from that one combo, and then you're going to lose the whole set for that one thing? It's like, that's not going to happen. Like, you need to be the better player. You need to outplay them in multiple situations. You need to put yourself in a position where you're not going to die if you don't do the optimal combo.
Yeah.
I mean, these optimizations can be important, especially in tournament, but that's not for day one. That's for like, if you are maining the character and you've played with them for months, and you know, I don't play ranked, but if you want to play ranked with the character, go for it. Let's say you hit master rank finally, you do all these things, then it's time to optimize. But I would say don't waste your time trying to optimize now, because you're just learning the character. There's a good chance that you're not going to stick with that character.
Yeah. Or like, it's really important to get your roots planted in the character, because I find it's easier to make little adjustments later than trying to implement so much information all at once. You will get overwhelmed. It'll be hard to think of everything.
Yeah, and the worst is when you're in a match and like you're using a new character, you know, you're struggling to some degree, and then they finally make a mistake, right? You block a DP and you can't remember the combo, and you sweep or you throw, and you're like, oh my god, that feels terrible. But if you had been focusing on one simple combo, you know, that kind of works for everything, that isn't optimal, you probably would have remembered, like, oh, I know this one combo with Ed. It's crouch medium punch, drive rush, stand heavy kick, stand heavy punch, heavy flicker, level 3.
Yep.
Now, I don't know much about Ed, but I know that.
But I know that, yeah.
Exactly.
And you beat it into your brain.
And it's probably not optimal. There's probably like 10 other combos you could have done. But guess what? It's better than throw. It's better than sweep.
Yeah. And you learned it on your own. You figured it out. And of course, there's like a million other guides out there, and you know, top level players playing this that you can steal their information from. But to get your feet wet and to, you know, start crawling with the character, this is definitely important.
Yeah. What was it? Crawl before you can walk.
That's right. Yeah.
So we have the drive rush combo, but now I'm interested in crouch medium punch into drive rush on block, because there's many times in this game where you think your opponent is walking back, or they are walking back. You see them walking back, and you go, oh, I'm going to do my low into drive rush. But between you seeing them standing and you pressing the button, they've crouched.
Yeah.
So, you know, you did it with the intent of it being on hit, but it turns out now it's on block, and you have to understand the situation.
So drive rush, crouching medium punch to drive impact?
Crouch medium punch, drive rush. So I think we should set the dummy to press 4 frame on block.
After block 1?
Block all.
Block all. And then, yeah, so that doesn't matter. And then
block reversal. Yep. And then I assume Jamie's crouch light punch is 4 frames. Let me just check really quick before we learn bad things. And so this is important for people who don't use training mode very often. If you set, you know, like a crouching light punch, and for the character that you have as the dummy just so happens to have like a 5 or a 6 frame light punch, you might be learning all these great setups that don't work.
Or that are just so situational for that one button or that one character.
Right, and a good example of this is Blanca. Blanca's crouching light punch is 6 frames. So if you just happen to have Blanca as the dummy, and you say, oh, I want to learn all these setups, and you wrote them all down, and you practiced them, and you got them, and you're going to go to your tournament, and it turns out this doesn't work against 4-framers, and every character's a 4-framer.
Yeah, for the rest of the cast.
Right, exactly. So let me just look up Jamie really quick.
If you don't have the frame assist tool, I highly recommend getting that for your phone so you have it on the go, and it's also a website. We can put the link in the description for you guys so you can really get that and learn.
Yep, and if you don't have it on your phone, like having it on your phone is very convenient, especially if you're at like an offline tournament. But it is in the game. It is in training mode. Like, we could just have Jamie press the button and then look at the bar. But, yeah, so crouching light punch is 4 frames.
Cool. And then we'll turn it on, and then no delay.
And just because I don't know that much about Jamie, that's his only 4-frame normal.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So just to test it, we'll press a button, and then Jamie should block it. Yep, and immediately 4-frame.
Okay.
So I know that with Luke, if I do crouch, medium kick, drive rush into my 4-frame, it's a true block string. And that means that even if I set the dummy to mash jab, it'll force them to block it.
Okay. So he's got standing and crouching 4-frame jabs, but this is not cancelable. So the only thing that he can do is just keep mashing this. That's it. He can't do anything else out of that.
So just to test, let's do... It doesn't really matter which one you do because we're just testing the frame data at this point. Do crouch, medium punch, drive rush into a 4-frame. Yep, so that was a true block string, meaning they can't ODDP between you doing the crouch, medium punch, drive rush, and your jab. That's tight. They can't do... The only thing they can do is drive reversal.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
And that's a good position. Like, you're pressuring them and causing them to spend bar and not get a lot for it. And so now let's do, because if you back up for a second, what's the startup of crouch medium punch? 8. So let's go ahead and do crouch medium punch, drive rush, crouch medium punch. So that traded.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And we're still plus 12 on that interaction.
Right. So what that means is when you do crouch medium punch into drive rush, we're exactly plus 4. That makes the 4-frame a true block string, and it makes your 8-frame trade with his 4-frame.
Okay, yeah.
So what that means is we need to find a good button that's probably like 6 or 7 frames.
So standing.
So is that stand medium punch?
Yeah.
And so just go up to him and, well, actually, because he's going to jab. I'll just look up on my phone. I just want to see what that is on block. Because when you drive rush into a button, it adds 4 frames to the advantage. So even if that button is like -3, let's say, if you drive rush into it, you make it plus. Like -3 becomes +1. That was stand medium punch?
Yeah.
So that one is only -1 on block. So that's going to make it +3.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do crouch medium punch, drive rush, stand medium punch. And that's +12. So we should be able to stand heavy punch into heavy flicker into level 3.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. You said crouch to standing and then to heavy punch.
Yep.
Heavy flicker, level 3.
Yep, because the +12 that you get from this counter hit standing medium punch is basically the same +12 that we got from our standing heavy kick.
Okay.
And so we'll jot down this combo and we'll break down the damage output.
Good workout.
So this next one's going to be on block.
Okay, so I'll put that like in parentheses.
Yeah, so on block and then reversal 4-frame.
Also in the parentheses?
Yeah. So this is going to be if your opponent blocks the first button, but they're mashing jab.
And you said, I'm sorry.
Just reversal 4-frame. And that's a common situation. Like, there's just... like, you would hope that fighting games are simple enough to be like, oh, when they're plus, I should never press. It's like, well, yeah, but if you never press when I'm plus, I can take advantage of that too. So there's times you have to mash jab. And so figuring out situations that beat mashing 4-frame are good to know, and they will come up in real matches. Especially online, people love mashing. And honestly, it's not even their fault. I mean, the connections are not always great. You know, there's a little bit of delay, there's a little bit of lag. A lot of people who do play online don't know frame data. So it maybe not be that, like, maybe the opponent you're facing, they might know the frame data, but they don't believe that you know the frame data. Like, I know your plus, but do you know your plus? Or same thing, sometimes they're like, oh, they might just do like button drive rush, jab into throw. So I'm going to get hit so the throw whiffs.
4,800.
DMG. That's big boy damage.
Yeah.
So now what I want to do is, let me think here.
Let me pull this up for you guys to just see. Maybe this will help you jot it down, take a photo so you can learn what this recipe is basically.
Yeah, so the first row is just a combo. The second row is, they blocked the crouch medium punch, but then they were mashing jab, so they got counter hit by the stand medium punch, and the rest of that is a combo. So now what I'm interested in is the crouch medium punch. This is interesting. So what happens when they block the stand medium punch? So what we'll do is we'll turn off their reversal jab. So you're gonna do crouch medium punch, drive rush, stand medium punch. So that's +3, and the question is, are we in throw range?
What? Missed. What?
And it looks like we're not.
No.
Missed.
Nope.
So that might cause us to go back and essentially replace the second line with a different string.
Okay.
Because what I would like to do is have us find, crouch medium punch, drive rush into a button. And that button on block is plus because of the drive rush and in throw range, and also plus enough on hit to do a decent combo.
Okay.
So let us find a button that we can do crouch medium punch, drive rush into a button, and be in throw range. So let me just... What happens if we do... Oh, and also it has to be less than 8 frames, because what we learned was if you press an 8-frame normal and they're mashing 4 frames, you'll trade.
Yeah.
Which we could also dive into that a little bit and figure out if maybe there's a trade combo and it's worth doing.
Which I imagine there is, but that's that's more advanced.
Yeah, it's
right?
more advanced. For now, let's just find a button that is less than 8 frames. What about...
Oh, standing light kick is 6 frames.
It is... I just want to see... Right now, I'm mostly looking at the on block because I'm trying to see if there's anything that's like between -1 and -3. Yeah, you might be right. The stand light kick might be the button.
Yeah, it says -3.
Yeah. So let's try that. Let's do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, stand light kick.
That's +1, and then all right.
So let's go ahead and do that one more time. So that was crouch, medium punch, drive rush, standing light kick into throw.
Yep.
So we found earlier that crouch, medium punch, drive rush, crouch, jab was a true block string. I want to double check that really quick because that's in throw range too, right?
Yeah.
But was that -1 after the drive
It
rush?
was -1, yeah. So just standing jab or crouch jab? It was standing jab, but you asked me to just do crouch jab. I feel
Right.
like.
But this is good to learn, right? We're learning a new character, so you don't want to do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, crouch jab, because even after the drive rush, you're negative on block. So if you are going for throw and they're mashing jab, they're gonna beat you. So looks like it is strong to do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, standing jab if we're going for the tick throw situation, because then it doesn't matter if they're mashing or not. We're forcing them to block that. So let's go ahead and write that down as one of the things that we're gonna have in our arsenal, because we're gonna have a very small list of things that we like to do, things that we've practiced and know what they are, and so when we're in an actual match, we're not just making shit up on the fly. So, and then throw. Yep, so now when we do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, standing light kick, if they block it all, we can also throw. But we are anticipating them mashing jab. So let's set it up so that Jamie's mashing his 4-frame on block and see what combo we can get off the light kick. So that is +9. So we can't go into stand heavy punch. But we can go into crouch medium punch.
Crouch medium punch?
So we're going to do crouch medium punch, drive rush, stand light kick, and then crouch medium
Stand
punch.
light kick, okay.
And then the crouch medium punch is only +2 on hit, but I believe it's special cancelable. So can we do crouch medium punch into heavy flicker?
I screwing this up?
So you're gonna do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, stand light kick.
Stand light kick. That okay.
And this is exactly the reason why we need to do this, because it's so easy to get messed up with a new character, right? Like if we didn't figure this all out in training mode and write it down and then practice it, it's like you're gonna go into a match and be like, you're gonna be thinking so hard about what buttons you should and shouldn't press, or like what your new frame data is, because it's not the character you've been using. And it's like we want to take all that out of the equation. We want to simplify our game plan to be like, I do this and it works.
So yeah, to stand light kick, you said, right?
Yep.
And then to crouching medium punch.
Exactly. Yep. And then can we cancel that
into heavy flicker?
Into heavy flicker. Okay. Oh yeah, and then we can do that into level 3.
All right, so.
See, learning new characters is easy.
And like this is obviously a very sound approach to achieving these goals. And if you're new, and even for myself, this is not how I would probably go about it. But this has already been so much easier and smarter doing it this way.
So let's write this down.
Okay, let's go back to our notes. So we did crouch, medium punch, to drive rush,
to stand light kick,
to stand light kick,
and then crouch, medium punch,
crouch, medium punch,
heavy flicker,
HP, flicker,
level 3. And that was 4090 for damage.
ENG.
Easy peasy. So this combo is gonna replace the second row. So earlier we were saying do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, stand medium punch. The issue with that is we're not in throw range if they block the stand medium punch.
Okay.
But if we do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, stand light kick, if they get hit by the stand light kick, we do this combo. If they block the stand light kick, we can go for throw. So let's get rid of that second row, erase it from memory. It's too complicated for us right now.
Go. I kind of like how that looks, separated a little bit. Easier to read.
So now a common situation that you need to know with your character is, what do we do after throw in the corner? And then what do we do after throw mid-screen?
In neutral. Okay, so since we're here, we'll do this.
We are plus 34. So let's do throw and then dash. What's the frame? We're plus 15.
And we are in a good range right here for a button anyway.
Yeah, so we're in great range for a button. But I think we're probably in great range for dash, walk-up, throw.
Okay.
Because there is such thing as being 2+, and 15 is 2+, meaning if we press like a heavy normal, that maybe it doesn't whiff, but it makes contact like on frame 1, that's only going to catch them if they're mashing while they're down.
Okay, yeah,
and so
yeah.
if we assume they're not mashing, that they're going to do like delay jab, delay tech, something along those lines, then we don't, like being plus 15 is 2+. So I think the 15 frames is going to give us enough time, and I don't know this, I'm hypothesizing.
Yeah.
I think that it will give us enough time to walk up throw before they can jab rush. So.
Oh, did I set it to the jab?
Not yet, but
okay.
so just doing that, it looked quick enough. So now let's set him to wake up jab and see. Look at that. We got throw loops.
Wow.
Throw loops in the house. And so this is a good lesson for everyone watching. When you throw loop someone, you should throw loop them again. And when you throw loop them again, you should throw loop them again. You should continue to throw loop them forever until
they show you otherwise.
Until you win the round, or until they do a defensive option that beats throw. And that's just like a very simple game plan. Like let's say they need to take 7 throws to lose the round. You're gonna throw infinite times. You're just gonna keep throwing. You know why? It's not your problem. It's their problem.
I'm mistiming it like crazy, but
Yeah, and so that's you know, and that's part of it too, right? Like it's a new character, right? Like the character you're using before didn't have this. They didn't do throw, dash up, walk up, throw. So that's something you'll have to practice. But at least we have the game plan there. We know that it works and is real. And so you know, like, oh, if I'm in a real match and I go throw, dash up, walk up, throw, and I get jabbed, you messed up. You mistimed it. And It's not a huge deal.
Nope.
You know from training mode, it is real. It's scary, and they have to ODDP you. They have to hold up. They have to do something.
And then you said mid-screen, right?
Yeah, so mid-screen, I'm imagining we won't get a throw.
Because that was even like double dash. You want me just to try? No, you don't need to walk up, right? Because if the double dash ain't doing it.
Yeah, so the double dash is going to leave you negative. Do we have the dummy set to quick rise? Yeah, recover in place. Yeah, so recover in place is quick rise.
Okay.
So what that means is that if they're recovering in place, which is essentially quick rise from Street Fighter V, that means mid-screen. So it's different from Street Fighter V. In Street Fighter V, back roll was slower than quick rise. In Street Fighter VI, they're both the exact same number of frames, it's just the distance it leaves you at. So back roll in Street Fighter VI leaves you further away at the same number of frames, and quick rise leaves you closer with the same number of frames. And that's why throw loops are so scary in 6, is because it doesn't matter if your opponent quick rises or back rolls, they're in the exact same situation. So you doing dash up, walk up, throw is the exact same timing, regardless of how they wake up. And so mid-screen, it's looking like if you get a forward throw with Ed, you can't put the fear into them that you're going to throw again. And so the next best thing is to make them block something. So because a dash up left us plus 15 and kind of far away, and a double dash left us negative, I'm curious what happens if we set the dummy to wake up 4 frame, which I think they already are. On wake up reversal. Yep, so they're set to 4 frame. What happens if we throw and then drive rush jab?
Let me see if I can delay that a little bit.
So I don't think we should do any manual delays. I think we want to just find a button that beats it.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do like stand medium punch.
Okay.
And so that wasn't delayed at all, right?
No.
So let's do it again, but just to make sure during the drive rush, just hold medium punch.
Okay. Hold medium punch?
Yes. So like do the drive rush, let go, then hold medium punch.
Okay. I didn't let go of it. Again, my fault.
It's all good. So by holding a button during drive rush, it's going to come out as fast as humanly possible. And that means it's auto-timed every single time. And so it whiffed in this situation. And so that means when you throw drive rush medium punch, it's too fast.
Okay.
And so I think we might want to go for, let's try stand heavy punch.
Because that was 7, stand heavy is 12.
Right, so it's going to be a little bit later.
I charged it too.
Oh, because heavy punch, if you hold it, is a charge?
Yeah. Yeah, that's this move right here that he had from 5.
Then I don't think that's the right button either. What if we did crouch heavy kick? Because that's the horizontal move, right?
Okay, yeah.
Crouch heavy kick.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay.
Plus
yeah,
8, and if we back up for a second, crouch medium punch is 8 frames, correct? Look at that. So let's do throw, drive rush, crouch heavy kick, and then combo into crouch medium punch. Oh, that was too fast. So what I'm saying too is like we shouldn't. Yeah, so it's too fast. It's not the right tool.
Okay.
So we could manually delay it a little bit. I think that's a risk we don't need to take. We need to find a button that's slower. So that was crouching heavy kick, which is 12 frames startup. The other thing we might be able to do, let's try to do throw, dash up, drive rush, jab.
Okay. Like that, right?
Yeah, let's see if we can beat that jab. It worked.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah.
so that's 4 frame. What happens if we press standing light kick, which is 6 frames?
Oh, that was crouch. I'm sorry, you said standing light punch?
Standing
light kick?
kick,
Okay.
yeah. So it trades. So that's good to know. That means we're exactly +2 when we do dash up drive rush. So we need a 4 frame button or a 5 frame button to beat that.
Standing and crouch jab or 4 frames.
So I think we should do the stand light punch because that means if they block it, it will be plus on block. And that's +10. So just to keep things simple, we'll just combo into crouch medium punch. And then heavy flicker level 3. Okay. I think heavy flicker level 3 is going to be our ender for everything. So I think when you do the stand light punch, I think it recovers much faster than you're used to.
Okay.
Like it might be faster than like Ken's standing jab, for example. And so
That's why the timing's so different.
yeah.
Okay. We're almost there.
Easy peasy.
There we go. Okay.
And what's nice about that is I'm pretty sure that stand light punch, if they block there, is +3 on block, but it's out of throw range. But that's fine because we can kind of autopilot by like, oh, every time we do the drive rush and stand light punch, we'll just press crouch medium punch. So on hit, it's a combo, and on block, it's a frame trap. And then if they're blocking it often, we can do a walk-up throw, which is probably technically fake. But
Yeah.
they're going to let us do it.
Yeah, because they're just so afraid, right?
Yeah, they want to take the throw because they don't want to take the combo. So let's pause and write this down. So this is going to be...
So this is...
So actually, we'll write down both things. So in the corner, we do throw...
corner...
So it was throw, dash up, walk up, throw.
Dash up. Walk up. Throw.
And then mid-screen. Throw, dash up.
Throw, dash, drive rush.
Yep, drive rush, stand light punch.
Stand LP.
And then
To crouch, medium punch. To HP flicker. Level 3. And that was 4090. Okay. Which is like a reoccurring number, it looks like.
yeah, I mean, from my point of view, whether you're doing 4,000 damage or like 4,400 damage, it's really all the same. It's 40%.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you need 40% to kill, I can do 40% to kill. Now, if you need 50% to kill, I'm sure there's a really complicated ed combo you could figure out. But that's not for us for today.
No. And honestly, like, I don't even know if some of his like combos from the tutorial were doing 50% damage. There was some that I was like, this was so hard to do, and the the gain on damage did not seem worth it almost for some of those.
Right, like a lot of the combos we're just kind of like making up on the fly or doing like 4,090. I wouldn't be surprised if you're right, like a very hard combo that the game is teaching you that is going to take you like 100 hours in training mode to be able to do consistently in a match might do like 4,200.
Yeah,
like, right,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
110 damage for all that time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
Which is literally 1.1%.
Yeah, right. And then you drop it, and when the stakes are high, and that's how you get counter hit. Then you get blown up for 40% or so, lose a whole round, set, match, whatever.
Tournament combos are real.
That's right.
So let me think. So we have our anti-airs are down.
Yep.
We have crouch medium punch into dry rush into a bunch of different options, right? So the going into the stand heavy kick is a combo. So that's good if like we're whiff punishing something with a crouch medium punch, or even if we block a DP. It's like we don't have an optimal DP punish right now. We'll just use that top row. Crouch medium punch, dry rush into stand light punch into throw. That's a good tick throw situation because they can't DP before the light punch comes out. And that's also a good bait because you could probably do something like crouch medium punch, dry rush, stand light punch, backdash. And then if they delay tech there, like it's smart to delay tech there because the stand light punch is +3, and they're worried about stand light punch to throw. Oh, that was in range, right?
I believe so.
It might have been because of the drive rush.
Want me to set him off of block?
It shouldn't matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if he's mashing, I got hit there.
Well, let's try it again because you should be +3 there, right?
Let me shut it off to find out.
Well, let's leave it on because it should work.
Okay. Okay. I just probably missed timing it then.
Yeah, just mash throw.
You saw that? Okay, you see throw, and it gave me his target combo because he just has this all day. You just mash light.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a. So wait a second.
Yeah, you look at my inputs. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not even catching this yet on here. That's a bad habit of mine.
You mind if I try really quick? I just want to see because that's going to be an issue. If you drive rush into jab and then a throw immediately, and that's going to give you a target combo, that's a problem.
Uh-huh.
Alright, let me see.
Oh, yeah, I played different layout than you.
Yes, I think it's fine.
Maybe I was just too mashy.
You know what? No, I was not mashy enough. Either that or do you have a throw button set?
No.
That might be the issue. So maybe with a throw button set, it's not a big deal.
We can change it if you really want. It's important. So I'm sure there's people out there that have a throw button set up anyway, so...
I think this works. I think this is fine. I think if you're pressing the throw button, it's not going to accidentally give you the target combo. I think when we're accidentally getting the target combo, it's because we're not pressing light punch and light kick at the same time. So I think, yeah. So if you hit light punch, if you have a throw button, you're not going to have an issue.
Okay.
Say light kick. Almost how you play this.
Quarter circle back, yep. And then level 3 is double forward with punch.
Very nice. I like that control.
Dude, I love this thing. I really, really do. These switches feel so nice, and of course it's gorgeous.
So let me think what we're missing here, because we got anti-airs, we got drive rush situations, not just combos. We know what to do after a forward throw. What about after a back throw?
Okay. We're at 38.
But that was 38 with them jabbing. So let's turn that jab off. 24. So if we dash up, we're +5, but I imagine we're out of throw range.
Missed.
Just out of it. So do you want me to try like the walk-up throw again?
No, because I don't think it's important for us to have a throw loop off of back throw. And
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have one. But what I would like to know is because when we dash up, we're +5, if we're in range for a crouching medium punch.
You want me to turn that back on?
Yes, yeah. So this should, by doing dash up, crouch, medium punch, we should be counter hitting them.
Oh, did you see that? That actually connected. That wasn't a dash up. Okay.
Oh, I see. It's +4. I don't think that's going to be good for us because that's not plus enough for us to link off of because Ed's jabs are not good.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
So let me think here because we're +5, which means if we were to press a 9-frame button, we'll trade. So it has to be 8 or faster. What happens if we press stand medium punch after the dash? That's the button.
Okay.
So let's see if we can do back throw, dash up, stand medium punch, crouch medium punch. Heavy flicker level 3.
Okay, yeah.
Let's write it down. And then we'll also have to figure some of the stuff out on back.
Okay, that's true, okay. So... back throw... oh, let me... back throw, dash,
Yep.
to
Stand medium punch.
stand medium punch, crouch, medium punch, heavy punch, flicker, level 3. And 45, right? 4,500?
Yep, 4,500.
Nice.
And so what's nice about that is if they're blocking, when we do the dash stand medium punch, we should be... let me just double check this. Let's actually go ahead and try it. I think we'll be -1. So back throw, dash up, stand medium punch. Block. So let's turn off their 4-frame and see what it should be -1. Oh, they're jabbing on block, so let's turn their reversal jab on block off. So we're -1, but I think that's fine. I think that's still a pretty good situation. Because like we're not in their throw range either.
Mm-hmm. And anything else that they're going to do will have time to block, I would imagine, right? Like crouching medium kick or something. Because what button would Jamie want, or someone else want to press at that range?
Yeah, and so the other thing too is I'm looking up the frame data app. Without drive rushing, Ed only has one normal that's plus on block, and it's stand heavy kick that has a 10-frame start. So like when we dash up, we're +5, but by pressing a 10-frame normal, we're gonna lose to jab.
Mm-hmm. So do you need me to try that then?
No. So
Okay.
I think what I'm saying is, even though back throw, dash up, stand medium punch is -1 on block, it's still a pretty good situation.
Okay.
So let me think what else we need. We need to set the dummy to back roll. And then check some of these things. So,
Just make sure. Yep, back roll. Cool.
so let's check the mid-screen throw situation. So it's throw, dash, drive, rush.
Oh, throw, dash, drag.
Because we wanted to drive rush into stand light punch. So that whiffs. So let's set them to wake up 4 frame and see if we have a button that will reach them in time. So I think that might have been delayed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too quick.
Well, too quick is good. Like, we want to do it as fast as possible.
Okay.
And if it whiffs, that means it'll only work if we manually delay it, and we don't want to deal with all that.
Okay.
So let's see what happens if you do drive rush to stand heavy punch. So let's try it again just to make sure that it was as fast as possible, because that was really good. And that was what, plus 13?
Yep.
I wonder if we can sweep from there. Because what is sweep? Crouch heavy punch?
Yeah, it's 10 frames.
Yeah, so let's see if we can do that. And so what's happening here is we're actually not interrupting them, we're actually whiff punishing them.
Oh man, I really pressed the light kick one.
Wait, what do we have to sweep?
That says a total of 44 right now? I feel like I need to do that again.
Oh, so I think on a normal...
Oh, because he's jabbed.
He's jabbing, yeah, so I think we're plus 30.
So, let's try that again.
So... Oh, I see, so we're gonna whiff if they don't jab.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe stand heavy punch isn't the button we want. What? Because stand heavy punch was 10 frames.
Mm-hmm.
What if we do...
Oh, no, I lied. Oh, this is 11. Wait, was I doing a different... Oh, sweep was the 10. Standing heavy punch is 11.
That's weird. Wait. Try tapping it really fast. I think you were holding it for literally 1 frame.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I think drive rush and heavy punch is not what we want. Let's see if we do drive rush and crouch heavy kick. So that looked pretty good, and now let's set him to jab.
Crouch heavy kick, you said?
Yeah. It might not work, but we'll find out.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm doing it right.
So that's pretty good, and that's plus 9, and then can we combo into crouch medium punch from there?
From that range? Yeah, I think so.
Into heavy flicker level 3?
Let's go.
We'll write it down. So what's good about this is if they jab or throw, it's gonna punish counter them. If they don't do anything, it'll be 0 on block, which is totally fine.
Yeah, yeah. So here we go, back to our trusty notepad here. So we did...
So I think that is going to replace the mid-screen throw that we already have.
Okay, so I'm going to delete this then?
Yeah, because that's... So, well, maybe we don't delete it. Let's do a row right below it. So that's going to be mid-screen quick rise.
The new one? Or that mid-screen back rise?
So the one we already did will be mid-screen quick rise. The new one will be quick screen, mid-screen back roll.
All right. Cool.
And so, obviously you can't react. Like it is possible to react to quick rise or back roll. In this situation, I'm going to assume that we don't react. It's that depending on the situation, we make a read. And that's pretty common, right? Like, if you throw someone mid-screen, they'll often back roll because a lot of characters, if you forward throw them mid-screen, they get a really good Oki situation. And if you back roll when they throw you mid-screen, typically they don't have a good Oki situation, or it's very ambiguous, and so you're going to take away their turn. And so now we have something for that.
Was crouch, heavy kick, right?
Heavy kick, and then crouch, medium punch.
Punch to heavy punch flicker. Level 3, 4740.
Yeah, and so, like, if I'm fighting someone, like, until I throw them and see whether they quick rise or back roll, like, if they're in the corner or near the corner, it literally doesn't matter, because if they quick rise or back roll, their distance from me won't change because they're already in the corner, and the timing in this game is the same. But if they're mid-screen and I throw them, I'm going to assume they're going to back rise, and I'm going to do the back rise option. That will lose, well, no. Yeah, I think if they quick rise jab, it beats if I'm going for the option as if they're back rolling. But, like, I'm under the impression, like, why would you quick rise here? Like, you haven't shown me that you're going to do that.
Because most of the time you are going to back rise, right?
Exactly. Yeah. If you're mid-screen and you're getting thrown, you're mostly going to back rise. I would say that's like a good habit to have. And so we're going to we're going to take advantage of them doing a quote unquote good habit and say, like, okay, if you quick rise jab, you'll get a jab, but you shouldn't be quick rising. So we're going to essentially punish you for doing the right thing.
And then if they're in their heads like, oh, maybe that only happened because I did back rise, and the next situation they go to quick rise, right? Then you have a way to cover that.
Right. And if they do that, good on them. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
It's like the throw loop, right? It's not my problem. It's your problem. If I'm playing Ed and I'm gonna throw you mid screen, I'm gonna dash, drive rush, crouch, heavy kick every single time until you show me that it's not a good idea. So, what about Ed's level 1? What is it?
Double forward kick.
And it's 13 frame start. Can you combo it off of heavy flicker? I'm assuming you can't.
He's on block. Let me shut that off. Oh no, because it's level 1. Yeah, no. Level 1's only cancel after a normal, right?
Well, typically, but I don't know that about Ed.
And not that one. Okay.
So, I don't think it's super important to have a combo that ends in level 1 necessarily. I mean, to be fair, every single one of these combos can be shortened, where we can remove heavy punch flicker into level 3 and just replace it with level 1.
Yeah.
So, like, because these all pretty much end with crouch medium punches, the last normal. Yeah, we can combo crouch medium punch into level 1. So, I think we're almost done with this, and I think what I would like to do is essentially copy everything that we have, and then we'll skip a few lines, and then we'll paste it, and then we'll replace every combo that ends in level 3.
Okay.
Like we'll replace the heavy punch flicker level 3 with just level 1, and then put up what the damage output is. Because there's lots of situations you don't have level 1. So I think you pasted it on top of it. So go ahead and hit paste again.
Okay.
And then
just give us some space between.
Yeah, so we know where we were. So now this top new row, let's delete heavy punch flicker level 3. And then let's go try it with level 1.
So
We already forgot what we were doing. Alright, so crouch medium punch, drive rush, stand heavy kick, heavy punch, level 1.
And I'm like looking at it while trying to do it. Old habits die hard.
Yeah. And that's especially true of the new character, and that's why it's so important to have a very simple game plan.
So 25, 36.
That's not bad. That's 25%. There's, I would argue, probably more situations where you land this combo and you only need 25% to kill, and you don't have level 3, but you do have level 1. So before the damage number, we're gonna put level 1. Yep. So then second row is fine. So I guess we can just delete that new second row.
This whole guy right here.
Yep. And then yeah, let's get rid of heavy punch, flicker, level. So now we're gonna do. So this is gonna be when they block and then mash 4 frame.
Block all.
Yeah, block all and then block reversal on. And so we're gonna do crouch medium punch, drive rush, standing light kick. And then we're gonna combo that stand light kick into crouch medium punch level 1. 24%, I'll take that. Now this new third roll, the mid-screen quick rise. Let's replace heavy punch flicker with level 1 and see what damage we get. But I think it's going to be similar. I think it's like, okay, comboing into heavy punch flicker level 3 is about 40%, and comboing into level 1 is about 25%. So we're going to do throw, dash, drive rush, stand light punch, crouch medium punch level 1. It's like remembering someone's order.
And like, you know, in your own personal time, you're like, yeah, I got all night to get this, but right now I'm like, I don't want this to take too many tries.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to get it like the first 3 tries to make the video like short and sweet. So I think that was stand light kick. We should be doing stand
light punch. Okay. We're getting there.
But I think it's also good that we are like showing it raw, and it's like this is actually like what it takes when you learn a character. Like you're not gonna just, you know, look at a guy that you made yourself and then be able to do it first try every time. Like learning a new character is hard.
I'm making too much of a gap there. Because I'm thinking, rather than like just assertively doing it. Right, light punch? No, that's light kick I hit. That's the recipe, I just gotta get it now.
After you throw, why don't you just mash forward? Like,
Okay.
Instead of trying to time it, just hit like 6 times. That's how I do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't time shit.
People are gonna be like, look at him just mashing in the comments.
I don't time shit. If I can mash, I'm mashing.
So, yeah, 24-10, so remind me to go back. So we did this to
Level 1.
and 24-10. You're gonna do throw to dash to drive rush, crouching heavy kick.
Alright, let's see if I can figure this out. You know what might be happening is I'm thinking if you do it flawless, like with perfect timing, we actually get counter hit. I'm thinking maybe when we were trying it earlier, there was a little bit of delay. I'm getting counter hit. So
I wouldn't say I'm known for my execution, so it's probably.
So let me think here. If we, we should switch the screen.
Imagine if you got it.
Everyone just listening. Okay, so it turns out that when we do this with perfect timing, we actually get jabbed. So this is mid-screen throw, and they're back rising. So So throw leaves us +3, but really far away. So that's really far though. So when we did it into crouch heavy kick, we were getting hit. How many? I think that's the slowest button, probably. Yeah, crouching heavy kick is 12. So let me try. Not standing heavy kick. That's not going to reach. Let me just try crouch medium punch. That's so far.
Yeah, because that's basically it after that.
Yeah, because what I don't want to have to do is just combo into sweep. Well, here's the other thing, and this might be true of Ed's design. Maybe after a forward throw mid-screen, we're supposed to go back to the fireball war.
Try his command dash. Forward in 2 kicks. We're forgetting about that.
I didn't even know he had that. Okay. So it leaves me +15, but really far away. And so if I dash and do it, it's going to leave me -4. So I think for this situation, it's... That's so weird. I'm so used to Ed's Street Fighter 5 inputs.
Yeah, yep. What about...
So he has this, this. So they're all the same. So the effect goes faster. Oh, you can't do regular into EX?
It has to be EX starter to get the...
Yeah, so we can't frame trap.
What about his standing medium kick? That's got like really good range after the command dash that he has.
It's too far for anything though.
The only other long-ranging normal that he has would, well, it's not even a normal, I'm sorry, special move would be like quarter circle forward medium kick. That's got like the psycho power tendrils there, but that's not, I don't know if it's frame accurate.
Okay, so all his EX flickers are the same. I thought you might have 3 different EX flickers. I see. So the medium one's gonna have the most range. So that does work. It's not great, but it's something.
Wow. So because he's jabbing and extending his hurt box, that's why that's connecting, or?
Let's find out. If we set him to not jab, does it whiff? Oh, accidentally. Why am I having this issue now?
Because after the dash.
I was doing it earlier.
Oh, it's kick.
Oh, it's kick.
It's kick. That's why. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it whiffs. Yeah, I think the answer is honestly mid-screen forward throw. You're back and playing a fireball war.
Okay.
You're not supposed to have pressure because look how far away you are. Like, look at this.
That is that almost full screen?
It's basically-
That is full screen.
it's
He
full-
can't go any. Wow. Huh.
Yeah, so because what was the back throw thing? It was dash, stand medium punch. So that doesn't work on back roll either. So I think I'm gonna try back throw, drive rush, crouch heavy kick.
Oh, it's called medium kick.
Okay, yeah. That's too fast, and that's the slowest normal. So let me see.
Is this also proving like how difficult it is to learn Ed because of these situations, or is this just like the growing pains of trying out a new character? Period.
I think it's both. I think learning a new character, you have to find unique solutions for things, but I think also Ed's kit is not typical. It's not like Ryu or Luke where everything is as straightforward as you think. So let me just see. Quarter circle forward punch is spark. So I'm going to try to...
Missed.
Oh. It's remembering my input.
Yeah.
What is this on block? Punishable. EX is So, if you back throw mid-screen, you might also be back in the Fireball War.
It's looking like it. That's the same exact space we were in the last thing, so...
So, if we are in the corner, and we back throw them, what was the... Oh. Oh, that's really good.
So you get one dash up auto time throw, but you don't get the second.
So the second one we already figured out. When you throw in the corner, you got a dash up, walk up throw. So you get dash up throw, and then dash up walk up.
Oh, I thought that's what you would do in the first time, was dash up, walk up to get it.
No, so this is just dash up throw.
Okay.
And this is gonna be dash up, walk up throw. But I'm getting punish counter, which means I'm pressing it too early. Character's cheap. So let's write that down.
Okay.
So
Do you need to delete any of this, or is this a separate line?
So I think mid-screen after throw, you're just back to the Fireball War. So I don't think we need any notes for those.
So both of these lines you want to go?
Yeah, and on the top too. Like mid-screen after you throw, it's just your turn is essentially over. You're back to zoning. Because those things only worked when they quick rised. And like, well, why would you quick rise when you can back roll and end the Ed player's turn essentially?
Mm-hmm. And then it was after back throw.
Yep. So I don't think we have to write anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not as like a cliff note as to what you do after a back throw? Like you're forced into that?
Yeah, but I think like this is mostly like combo routes and like frame traps and stuff. I think
Okay.
like, that's definitely a note to remember. But I think like as you're playing Ed and you don't have any notes for it and you don't have anything you've practiced, you're like, oh yeah, throw mid screen is back to neutral.
Okay.
So at the top though, under where it says corner, where it says like corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
So
yeah.
I think the row below that we can do corner back throw, because that's when Ed's in the corner and he back throws his opponent. So we got you. So I think we can put the parentheses after the word corner, and then it's just going to be back throw, dash up throw. Because that's important to know.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, back throw dash throw.
Yep, and that's auto timed, auto spaced. It's a free throw.
Okay.
And so that's an important thing to know. Like, if you're Ed and you're in the corner, if you're able to back throw your opponent, now you can throw loop them. You get a dash up throw for free. And then if you want to continue to throw, which I believe that you should, dash up walk up throw.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. So in the top, we have 3 combos that end in level 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we successfully replaced them in the bottom with the level 1.
Yep.
So I think we have a whole game plan.
Okay.
I think that if you are a Street Fighter 6 player and you're interested in playing Ed, we just showed you specifically like what you can do with Ed. That's relatively simple, relatively straightforward, not too much to remember. That's what, like 10 lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 3 of them are really the same thing. It's just one ends in heavy punch, flicker. Level 3,
yep.
And then you replace that with level 1. So if you don't count those as doubles, there's 7 lines to remember.
Which isn't bad, and it's a good way to get you started. And then you saw how Ricky figured out a lot of these things, and that's what's really, really important when it comes down to learning this new character. He knew what questions to ask and how to answer them, especially with the help of the frame data tool. And keeping notes like this is definitely recommended. I have several notepads worth in my phone with Guile, Ken, and now some Jack 8 stuff.
Yep. Yeah, and so like we did a whole episode on we did 2 whole episodes on frame data.
That's true.
And this kind of goes to show you, it's like, yeah, like you can learn all these things without knowing the frame data, but it's much more efficient when you know it. And so because I use frame data to learn things efficiently, I was able to figure out all these things with Ed in like an hour, write them all down. And now it's just a matter of, if I wanted to play Ed in a real match, I'll probably spend maybe another hour practicing these things, and then I'm ready to play.
Get into muscle memory, yeah. And then not only that, but like the situations that you were trying to cover with back rise, quick rise, in the corner, and things like that. Those are the things that you're going to have to be thinking about, that he was on top of, accommodating for, so that when you're actually in a real match, because we're just fighting up against a dummy right now, which isn't going to be, it's going to be a lot more difficult when you're facing a human opponent. So
yeah, but these are all going to be common situations that are going to happen all the time. The Twitter combos that you love to see and learn, it's like you're not going to find yourself in those positions often enough to make it worth it for you to learn them on day 1.
Yeah. And like looking back at what we've covered today, we didn't even touch anything that was level 2 related.
No, yeah. And so I would say, if you're in neutral and you have level 2 and you want to do it, because there's really no downside. I mean, I guess the fear is like you throw out level 2 and they parry the whole thing. But I mean, without knowing anything about Ed, I'm pretty sure it's like, well, if they go to parry, I think you can just like dash into them to push them out of it.
Yeah. Just like Street Fighter 5.
And similar to Rashid's level 2.
Yeah. And create different situations and stuff like that.
But again, if you're learning the character, you don't need to have any level 2 setups prepared to start playing the character. I would say, the things that we showed you, you have a drive rush into button tick throw. You have a drive rush frame trap into a combo. You have, a whiff punish, or even for this matter, like a DP punish, drive rush into a combo. And that was the first thing we did, was the crouch medium punch, drive rush, stand heavy kick into everything else. It's like, that's going to be the most bang for your buck, and it's not a hard combo to learn at all.
All right. Well, we hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the Safe Sets podcast. If you did, please give it a like. If you want more content like this, subscribe to our channel for more. Hit the bell notification so you are always notified when we post up a new video, which is really, really often. Comment down below if this was a really, really big help for you, or maybe we were able to show you some things that you weren't thinking of yet, so that you can take Ed online and start heading your way to Master Rank. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Keep pressing those buttons and
stay safe.